Like seriously, and this is why they do the things that they do. They speak things that'll just pretty much put you off. You know what I mean? And that's why, man, in this thing, man, when you in this truth, you can't be hanging around Jake. Like, I'm gonna be honest, man, when I see a Jake, I walk on the other side of the street, man. Yeah, I'm walking on the other side of the street. I ain't trying to deal with no average Jake. I might talk to a Jake if he's got some sense, but that's about it. Go on, bro. Even these old devils, man, I don't talk to these cats. They're all bugged out, they mind and drunk. I don't talk to these guys. Why? Because we have stomachs. Now, if he's got a question, I'll deal with his question. But if he's talking shit and he ain't got nothing to talk about, he can keep it moving. And while he said what I'm going to say to him is, he's going into slavery too. Okay, these white boys out here, they're going right into captivity as well, and they're going to be under us, and we're going to be whooping that ass. Okay, because I'm not playing no games out here, man, with these people. Go on, bro. Yeah.
Isaiah 1 and 2, it says, "Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth.
Yeah.
For the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me."
So how did the Lord nourish us? The Lord nourished us by His word, but you had the ones of our people that rebelled against it, because they want to live in that nigodism, that world of nigodism. They want to continue on pretty much putting on that gang-affiliated spirit, man. Walking around with tight jeans and they sagging their pants and they just looking all messed up. That's the kind of spirit they want to entertain. They want to feed into that kind of spirit. And then they're going to get mad on how the world is racially profiling.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So if the world is racially profiling you, you got to change your ways. You got to change your attitude, man. Don't feed into that stereotype they got you on TV. Okay, you got to change your shit up. Go on, bro.
Verse 3.
Because even I myself, I'm going to keep it real, man. When I see a nigga, man, like I said, I'm walking up the other side of the street. Go on, bro.
Verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Right, and the ass is master's crib, man.
Crib.
Go on.
But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider.
Right, but they don't even consider. Because an Israelite is supposed to have some level of standing, man. And royalty of them. Like the brother, the elder brother in Texas. Sometimes his name, I have his name in my mind and his name escapes me. But he says something to the effect of how we gotta be kingdom-minded, man. We gotta have a ruling class mentality. Something that Apostle Hall always says.
Yeah.
So if you walking around a bunch of average Negroes, man, that's messed up in their head, or an average white person, you ain't kingdom-minded. Go on, bro.
Jeremiah 5 verse 3. O Lord, are not thine eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved.
Right.
Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction.
Exactly.
They have made their faces harder than a rock,
so Herod
they have refused to return.
Right, so Herod is the Lord that smitten them and destroyed them and got them looking silly in the eyes of the world, but yet they don't want to return back to the Heavenly Father.
Yep.
So what's going to be the recompense? They're going to face the same recompensation as the so-called white man. All right, and where is he going? He's going to be destroyed here, and then the ones that remain on the earth, they're going into slavery. That's where it's going to be. But Jacob now, the 2/3, they're going to be destroyed. But hey, the Lord is going to have mercy on them, and they're going to be born through us with standards and class, and act like they got some damn sense, man. Go on, man.
Therefore I said, surely these are poor, they are foolish,
Right.
for they know not the way of the Lord, nor the judgment of their God.
Yeah, and that's what makes them poor, because they don't have no knowledge and understanding. That's why they're destroyed. It says in Baruch 4, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because if they had the knowledge, they would know to do away with that decrepit, low-class mentality. Okay? And stop the nonsense, man. Stop the childish behavior. Acting like some bunch of monkey boys, man. Go on, bro.
It says,
and that's why, and I'm gonna even go as far as saying this too, and they're not gonna like when I say this, but I don't give a good goddamn what you gotta think, because guess what? We have the final word, and we're the men of the Lord here. Okay, so anything that we say, hey, we back it up by the scriptures. All right, we're not just some old average Jake. We used to be, but we no longer that anymore. But like I'm gonna say as well, that's why you Jakes out there is getting gunned down by these cops. Because you acting uncivilized, man. And then these same old jokers still complain about it and protest about the issues that's going on in these neighborhoods, but they never protest about the niggardism that goes on in amongst their own neighborhoods. They don't protest against the drug dealer. They don't protest against the guy that's shooting and killing their own people, but they protest against the cop shooting when they should be protesting against the criminality behavior that's going on in their fucking neighborhoods. So it's all hypocrisy, man. And I understand that, I understand that they're under the curse, I get that. But we live in an age where we can, hey man, we can stand better than how we were standing before. Okay, you could become a better person now because we live in the information age.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse, man. I mean, here it is, man, it's 2018 and our people, they still taking hold to this culture, man. That ain't got them nowhere. Have you not learned? Come on, man. You've taken hold of this culture in the 80s. Didn't work. The 90s didn't work. Early 2000s didn't work, and you still holding to this culture. If you wonder why you ain't getting no damn job, go on, bro.
So it said, Jeremiah 2 verse 21, Yet I have planted thee a noble vine.
I wanted you to get that as well, and you got it going.
Holy a right seed.
Right, holy and a right seed. So if you're an unholy person, how are you supposed to carry yourself? What, like a gremlin? No. You're supposed to carry yourself like you got some sense and some kind of class, man. Go on.
Holy or right seed.
Yeah.
How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine?
And that's what Jake has become. When you dealing with Jake, man, and you dealing with these niggas and these nigga women, or you find them on Instagram, Facebook, all of these different social media programs, and if you check it out, ain't nobody watching these shit. They just talking about what they going through and they crying their eyes out for the world. And they really crying because they want some kind of attention because their parents didn't give them attention that they thought they deserved. So they want the world to pay them some mind or some attention. That's the state what's going on in our people, man. All right? And I'm telling you, man, that social media done really destroyed everybody. Got everybody in the mental, dysfunctional situation. Go on, bro.
Jeremiah 5, reading on verse 5. I will get me unto the great men and will speak. In fact, here's off verse 4. Therefore I said, surely these are poor, they are foolish, for they have not known the way of the Lord, nor the judgment of their God.
Yep.
I will get me unto the great men,
yep,
and will speak unto them.
Right, so amongst these people, the Most High is going to get onto him, the great man. And the reason why they're poor, because they don't have the wisdom and understanding. Because you got a lot of rich Jakes that have made it, but guess what? They still poor. Why? Because they don't have the truth. We're rich. Matter of fact, brother, give me the book of Revelations, the 2nd chapter. Revelations 2 and 9. Hold on to that, bro. Like P. Diddy and all of these Hollywood all of these Jakes, man, it's in Hollywood and the boxing business and the rap industry. A lot of them cats, man, they rich. They got money, but they poor because they don't have the truth that we have. Go on.
Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Right, but we're rich. Why we're rich? Because we have the wisdom and understanding of the Lord, and we're rich in faith. That's what makes us rich. Because we know the end result. We know the end of this revival of ancient Roman system. We know where it's going, and we know exactly what we're going to get as well afterwards. Give me that in Matthew's the 5th chapter, man. Matthew's 5 and I believe it's 17. And I'll go back to you.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 17. So like to think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Matter of fact, go to verse 19. Let's see what that's saying.
Verse 19, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men, so he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Right, so we're going to be great in the kingdom of heaven. That's why I wanted you to read that. We're going to be the ones great in the kingdom. Right now, we're just prophets that's out in the highways and the byways, and we're the lowly, but in due time, we're going to be exalted. And the men that you see on the highways and the byways, their face is going to be well known in the next world. We're going to be the governing body of the kingdom, the house of David. And everybody's going to know about us, man. That's why the scripture says we're going to get faint. Anyway, I'm done with that. So yeah, read it, right? If you had something. And like I said, this ain't no fucking Quran, man. We're not reading no Quran. We're reading the Bible. Go on.
I will get me unto the great men and will speak unto them, for they have known the way of the Lord and the judgment of their God.
Right.
But these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds.
But these have broken the yoke, the covenant, man. That's the 2/3. So the Lord ain't dealing with the 2/3. What are the 2/3 doing on Instagram doing their little BS? Okay, talking nonsense all day, smoking weed and smoking cigarettes and just looking just out of it, man. All right, looking filthy, man.
What's up?
Yeah, let me finish this.
Jeremiah 5 verse 30. Verse 30. Verse 29. Well, let's start verse 28. They are waxing fat, they shine.
Right, that's the rappers, man.
Yea, they're shining. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper.
Yeah.
You know, that's the church as well.
Yeah, all of them rap stars with the what is it? The bling, what they call it, the bling bling and the big chain and that, man.
Shining, nigga.
They shining. All of that nonsense, man, and the church caps as well, man. That's what Jake want to do. Jake want to shine, get their shine on. But that's all right, because that's in Jake's spirit. We're royal people. You know what I mean? But it's a time and a place to get your shine on, man. Right now, it's for Esau to get his shine on. We're going to get our shine on when the kingdom is set up. But not in this world. Okay? But like the scripture says, Jacob is overpassed the deeds of the wicked, which is the so-called white man. Like Snoop Dogg and the likes, man. That's why they call him Snoop Dogg, because he's like a boneheaded dog, man. Go on, brother.
Yeah, so it says, and the right of the needy do they not judge.
Right, and the right of the needy do not judge. The right of the needy is the Israelites. Okay, the needy is the Israelites. That's what I meant to say. Go on.
Shall I not visit for these things, saith the Lord? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this?
And that's our people. Go on.
A wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so.
Right, they love the lies. Give me that in Isaiah 30. Go on.
What will you do in the end thereof? Because our people don't want to change. They like it.
Yeah, they like to stay in oppression.
And that's why they don't listen to us. They like it. They like the niggerism. They like all of that. And they don't want to do anything to better themselves. They don't want to come together. They don't want to do right.
That's what it is, man.
They're comfortable sinning, man. It's like I was saying earlier. That's why they avoid the scriptures, man. So they can carry on doing the bullshit that they're doing without feeling no way about it. They don't even want to look in the book. Once they look in the book, they're going to know.
And that's just the thing. When you in the street, man, you just learn to pretty much despise the way of Jake, man. You know what I mean? I mean, there's times when we talk good about Jake, but there's times when we bad talk Jake, because you just got to sometimes, man. You know, to bring home the point. Go on.
Listen.
Because we can't act like Jake ain't never did no wrong. Jake did hella wrong, man. And they still doing wrong. They still don't want to fucking repent. Herod we're all over the internet, and they still don't want to take heat, man. They still want to wallow around in that niggardism all day, man. And complain that they get racially profiled and shit. complaining about the world, complaining about this, complaining about that, when they really should be complaining about what's going on in the goddamn neighborhoods, man. Go on, bro.
Jeremiah.
And it's just confusion because they want respect, but they don't respect themselves. How you going to expect the world to respect you if you don't respect yourself? Come on, man. Go on.
This is Jeremiah, chapter 9, verse 1. Oh, that my head were waters, and mine eyes a fountain of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people.
Right, that's Jeremiah. Because Jeremiah was crying. You know what I mean? Sometimes you kind of get simple and you start crying because you see Jake in a low state, but then you start raising, you start rising up. You know, and you know when you see what's going on with Jake mentally, you find out that Jake is just straight up wicked, man. Go on, bro.
Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men, that I might leave my people and go from them.
So what chapter is this?
Jeremiah 9.
Right.
That I may go from them, for they be all adulterers, an assembly of treacherous men.
Exactly, and that's why when we go to, what is it, Jeremiah 11, it says, pray not for these people. So we're not to pray for these jackasses out here, man.
So you might be Jeremiah incarnation.
Why you say that?
Because you said you want to cross the road and you see a nigga. But that's what Jeremiah said. Jeremiah said, listen, they're all a bunch of niggas, man. I want to go into the wilderness, I want to lead them.
I mean, I don't know who I am, man, but you know, hey, the prophets are reincarnated, man. Go on.
They say an assembly of treacherous men.
Yep.
Right? And they bend their tongues like their bow for lies.
Right, and they bend their tongue as bows for lies. They all up in the church teaching for hire. Like IUIC, they're not teaching about the end of the world. They teaching you, showing you to get married, how to get married and stuff like that. Like, what does that got to do with the end of the world, man? What does that got to do with this society being destroyed, man? Showing Israelites how to keep their hair and maintain a relationship. Come on, man. Gotta do better. Go on, bro. But they gonna do better when they come back, though. Go on.
But they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth.
They're not valiant for the truth of the earth. Because you have a lot of Israelite camps that the Most High set up. Okay? Some to honor and some to dishonor. And then you got the ones that are dishonored, they teaching for hire. They teach it because they have an agenda. Or they want to raise themselves up, vainglory. But they're not valiant for the truth. Alright? You know what proves they're not valiant for the truth? Because they don't do what the truth states. The scripture says to preach the word, be instant in season and out of season. They don't go out in the cold.
Exactly.
They only come out when the weather's just right. So that's how you know they full of shit, man. They're not valiant, man.
They're warriors, they're spiritual warriors. Valiant man.
Yeah.
So it says, for they proceed from evil to evil,
right,
and they know not me, saith the Lord.
Right. That goes back to the scripture that we just read on how Jacob don't know how to do right, but they know how to do wrong. I'm roughly paraphrasing that. That's all Jake know how to do. Jake just know how to do wickedness. So really, this is why, man, you can't feel sorry for these Jakes out here. You really can't, man. You can't, because everything that they're doing, evidence we're out here and we're showing them the errors of their ways by so many videos that we post on the internet. And Jake is still doing the same thing that they're not supposed to do, man. You know what I mean? You even got rap stars that are coming out saying they Israelites. That don't mean they're gonna make it though.
Yeah.
Like Kendrick Lamar. You know, you got certain guys that got, you know, they got all over the top because Kendrick Lamar said he was an Israelite. Yeah, he could say he's an Israelite, but is he the Israelite of the Most High? Nope. All right, go on.
So it says, take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother.
That's another thing that I've been saying. You can't hang out with any old Jake just because he's a Jake. You gotta be careful of these cats out here, man. These are the same cats that are lay low and creep. Right, creep to sleep with your woman.
Yeah.
That's what they would do, man. All right, or if anything, man, you in the house and shit, and this same dude, he'll creep up in your crib and steal your TV, take your TV out of your house. Yeah. Steal your car. Like you got them niggas in Jersey, man, they known for stealing cars and shit like that, man. Boom.
For every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders.
And that's what they do. That's exactly the state of mind of Jake right now. That scripture right there describes the state of Jake today. That's the state of mind they got. So this is why you gotta be by yourself, man. You gotta be solitary. You can't be around these people, man. And just really even these heathens too. You can't be around these crackers, man. Now you may live around them, but guess what? I'm talking about certain brothers. You know what I mean? Certain brothers may have to work for them. Certain brothers may live around them. And guess what? That don't mean you hang out with them. All right, he may be your best buddy. You know, you may be buddy at the work. But when it comes to doing this work, man, you can't be around them guys, man. Going to parties and, you know, getting down with their world. Because you already know what they're about. Go on.
And verse 5, and they will deceive everyone his neighbor and will not speak the truth.
Right, and will not speak the truth. And there's no truth found in Israel. Their truth is what Esau got to say. They see a guy that's wearing a suit and tie with the turkey neck, they'll take his word for truth. But when their own stand up and revert them back to the right way, they don't want to have it. They don't want to acknowledge it. And I'm not getting mad at them because they don't want to receive this truth. But it's just something that we go into. Okay, because we got to play this thing out. Because it's supposed to happen that Israel ain't going to get it. But we just bringing this out for edification's sake. You know, go on.
They have taught their tongue to speak lies and wearied themselves to commit iniquity.
TD Jakes and Creep Low for your dollar, and all of these different pastors out there, man. And these old low-level, decrepit churches that you see around the corner. They said that to misguide the majority of our people, man. That's what they set up to do. They're not set up to give you the truth, give you the water, to cleanse you, to immerse you, or to baptize you with the truth. They did it to deceive your eyes, man. And have you believe that the so-called white man is the most high. Go on.
Jeremiah 5 verse 1. Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now, and know, and seek in the broad places thereof.
Right, we're in the broad places.
Jeremiah 5 verse 1.
Yep.
Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now, and know, and seek in the broad places thereof.
A simple-minded Jake would say, see that right? See that scripture right there proves that you gotta go teach in the ghetto. You gotta go to the ghetto, because the scripture says go into the streets of Jerusalem. Go on, bro.
Jerusalem's been scattered.
But Israel's been scattered abroad, so we could be in the midst of Jacob right now.
Yeah. So go preach this gospel among the nations.
Exactly. Yeah. Why? Because among the nations you're gonna find Israelites. Go on, bro.
They say,
so you gotta put these precepts together.
And seek in the broad places thereof, if ye can find a man, if there be any, the executive judgment that seeketh the truth.
That seeketh the truth.
And I will pardon it.
Exactly. So that's what it's all about. We're here to gather the elect, those that are seeking for the truth. You know, we're not going to talk about how we got to build this and we got to build that and we got to gather all of our people. We ain't dealing with that. We dealing with the remnant, man. We going along with what the scriptures are saying. The scripture says, gather fruit that are meet for repentance. The word meet means to be good. And that's what we're supposed to do. All right, if we're the apostles, which the word apostle means to be sent before, if we're sent to do the Lord's work, we got to do it according to as it is written. Go on.
Jeremiah 6 and 16.
And I'm going to say this too. We're the only prophets of the Lord. There's no other prophets of the Lord. The pastors over there that's creeping low for taking your money, telling you that everybody can be saved. You got these evangelical preachers out there and these monks. Okay, these imams out there. They're not the prophets of the Lord. They're not the holies of the holies. There's only one group of holy people that was bestowed and that was pretty much gifted with the wisdom and understanding, and that's us. We're the only holy men, and guess what? The world is going to find it out. All right? The world is going to find out that the same men that you see standing here are the holies of the holies, man. All right? Yeah, read on.
Jeremiah,
because he's been standing there for a long time. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 3 and 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, for the forward is abomination to the Lord, But his secret is with the righteous.
But his secret is with the righteous, man. The secret things of the Most High is given to us.